People are turning 10, 20, 50, $100 into thousands of dollars in meme coins. This isn't luck. This isn't insider info. This is strategy. And in today's video, I'm going to be breaking down the 2 ways that the smartest traders on chain are stacking wins after wins after wins every single day. If you clear your mind from all the trash and all the rug coins and you filter out into the top coins that are going to perform well, then you're going to be doing very well. So in today's video, I'm going to be breaking down the top 2 strategies with super high success rate and very low risk that I think are the top 2 best in meme coins right now overall. Better than, new pairs, better than anything, right? These are definitely the top 2, not just for beginners, but also for advanced and, mediocre people, right? So you need to stay tuned until the end of the video because I'm going to be explaining everything. So obviously the first one is going to be sniping, right? Sniping is amazing because you are going to be the first one after the dev, right? If not the first one, maybe the second or third one, right? Now this is ideal because instead of having to, beat the chase and try to chase every single token, you're going to be the first one. And the only thing that you need to basically do is look at some of the previous tokens that the dev has made and make sure they did well, because there's a very high likelihood that the next token is going to do well. Like that's just pretty obvious, right? If you're obviously sniping some random dude, like if we go to this like Mayo fart, the dev has made 186 tokens, right? Let's look at his last token. Nothing, right? So these are not devs that you're going to snipe. You're just going to be wasting money and fees. You're just going to be giving your money back to the trenches if you're buying coins like this, right? So how are we going to find good devs? Well, first of all, I have all the wallets in my Discord for free. So if you're not already in there, what are you doing, right? All of them are for free in there. I also have a free Twitter tracker list, and make sure that you are using Axiom because Axiom is the fastest and the best platform out there right now. And if you use my link and also join the Discord, you'll be entered into free giveaways. So like it's a win-win-win. Now, let's get into how are we going to find these wallets, right? So first of all, if you're already tracking the wallets, I already have some people on there, right? Now, what are we going to do to find these coins? The most important thing is we want to see a coin that did very well. And we want to see a coin that hasn't been, because these devs know that sometimes like after a little bit, right? Let's say they made a coin that went to 20 million, 50 million, 100 million, even $1 billion market cap, right? They're going to know that they have snipers. And then they're going to start mass extracting, right? So if we can scroll through here, we can see some of the wallets. We have FWOGDev, which is a more recent one that I've added. And, we can scroll down and try to look for some more devs. We have there's also one thing to note is you want to know the rugger devs so that you don't buy into their tokens. It's good to visualize everything because if you don't have, it's good not just to track normal people's wallets, but to track everybody's wallets, right? We have the fart coin dev, everything, right? Now, one of the good ones I'm going to be looking at is going to be the FWOGDev, right? Because this one I've been looking at more recently. If we look at, fart coin dev or all these other ones, they like buy with 30 SOL and they start mass extract farming, right? So yes, you can make money on them, but you have to have super high fees, which isn't really, I guess, like beginner friendly. It's a very competitive thing. You're obviously going to want high, bribe and everything. Now, if we look at the dev tokens, right, this more recent one called Maquila or whatever, this one migrated, right? Now we can look at the next one from 27 days ago. And sorry, my charts are like glitched out. Okay, here we go. Okay, let's scroll back a little bit. Scroll. And boom. This one migrated too. And it didn't just migrate, it also went up to 126K. We can look at the third most recent coin. This coin went to, obviously migrated, went over to 180 something K, right? And you can see that it was sniped a little bit up to around like 15, 14K. Now we can look at the next coin if you still don't believe me, right? This coin migrated. It's not showing the chart. I'm guessing because it was launched on Boop. But every single one of these coins migrated. So even if you were sniping, right? Say you didn't get a good fill on your snipe, right? Say you just put low fees and you got filled at like, what, 23K, 20K, 15K, whatever, right? It's still migrated. All of these have migrated. It's just like, do I have to show you guys anymore? So all you got to do, right, is first of all, go to the Discord, right? I already told you to do that. I'm going to have the link to Bloom, which is the fastest Telegram sniper bot on the market right now. And you can also snipe with Bloom. You can snipe through Telegram, like CAs. So if you're in a caller group, you can snipe like Telegram calls. You can also snipe Twitters on here as well. But in today's video, I'm going to be showing you how to snipe dev wallets. So what we're going to do is we're going to go to the AFK mode, and then we're going to add a new config. So I already have one, so I can just click on this. Now, what am I going to do, right? So if I want to snipe this guy's wallet, I'm going to go to dev tokens. And then actually it's going to be much easier since I'm already tracking him, just to go to my trackers and then go to the dev right here, copy his wallet. And then I'm going to go to Bloom and I'm going to go to whitelisted developer, put it here, and then push Control V. So now I've already added the whitelisted developer. So now I'm going to do a buy amount. So let's say I want to buy with 2 SOL, right? Okay, so that's already set in. Now, there's a couple more things I want to do, right? I don't want to do auto tip because then it could really mess me up on my fees, right? So I'm going to obviously do MEV protection because if I buy this coin and let's say I get filled at like 5K market cap, but I get MEV to 30K, I'll be down like 90%, right? There is a downside to MEVs using MEV protection. In this case, the downside is that you might not get the first transaction, but you know, the upside is that you won't get MEV'd. So it's kind of like a tricky thing. And if you're using a small amount, it's probably fine, but you don't want to be buying in with, you know, 1, 2, 3 SOL into a snipe and eventually, yeah, we're just going to say getting MEV to 30, 40K and getting absolutely cooked, right? So the thing is with this, you have to realize if you snipe with more than like 1 to 2 SOL, like 2 SOL's kind of pushing it, right? And this is where you can actually hurt yourself because unless it's like an insane like launch where it doesn't matter, you guys got to think about when people buy in with like a lot of supply and you see like a 6% holder, 7% holder, yeah, maybe it goes up a tiny bit, but then people are going to get scared and they're not going to they're going to sell. And the chart's just going to go to 0, right? Because they don't want a 6% sniper, 7% sniper. So you have to think about this before sniping the token, obviously. Now, the fee, you really don't have to go too crazy. You could literally do like 0.01 or 0.005 or whatever. And same goes with the buy tip, right? I'm going to do the same exact thing. Now, slippage is a little bit more tricky, right? This is kind of like your guys' personal preference where you want to get filled, right? If you want to be the absolute first transaction, then, you know, you could do like 20% slippage. That way, if it goes like a little bit higher, then you won't get filled, right? Which can be a good thing or a bad thing, just depending on, obviously, you know, who the dev is, if the coin goes anywhere. And ideally, yes, everybody wants to be the first TX, but sometimes you're not, right? Sometimes someone either has a higher fee, or they could have a lower fee than you, but they're not using MEV protection. There's a lot of different circumstances, right? Or let's say they have a custom node, so they're able to snipe them super early. Now, what else do we want to do? Well, let's say you're not at your computer. Let's say you're just, you know, out and about and the snipe goes off. What are you going to do? Well, you can put a limit order. Sorry. Okay, you can do a limit order. So you're going to do create limit order. And let's say you could do on a dev sell, you could sell on a dev sell or on profit loss, right? So we could do on profit loss. So at 100%, we can sell 100%, right? And we could do slippage. And then this is your buy and sell fee. That way, if you're not at your computer, then this basically works automatically, right? And with these kind of coins, it's very likely that it's going to get hit, right? Especially if you get in early. Every single one of these coins is migrated, right? Now, if we go to the Fartcoin dev, right, this is a completely different example right here. Let me click on, should be able to open up here. Nope. Let me click here. Nope. It's changed here. Go to history. All right, this should work now. No, right here. Let's try this one, the fuzz. Oh my, it's so, okay, let's see here. Hold on. My thing is, okay, let's try this. Which one did he buy with? Okay, Fuzz. He definitely made this coin. He bought it with like 15K. Okay, so this looks like one of his coins, I'm guessing. Yeah, dev tokens. Let's look at this. Yeah, this is his wallet. Okay, so we can see that he's made on his recent coin 4.6 grand, right? Which is an insane amount of money. But if we filter this by transactions, he buys with 40 SOL, right? Now, with 40 SOL dev buy, that's like super hard. Like that's basically impossible to make money unless you have a crazy snipe on. But you could see how like it went from like 39 and just started nuking, right? Now you could have scalped this at like 15 up to like 24, 25. It went up and down. Like the volume on this was insane. So you either probably didn't get filled if you didn't have high slippage, or it was just a little bit of a gamble, right? But it eventually kind of died out. But some of the coins that he makes do send pretty hard. So typically you kind of want to wait for it to chill out and then maybe get in for an entry. I believe, actually I remember there was a couple of these coins that were out. So this one ended up dying. There was another one that sent. But this wallet gets like completely like, you know, just mass sniped every time, right? Because it's the Farcoin dev, right? Now with someone that's a little bit more smaller or a little bit more niche, it's not going to be as sniped. And, you know, maybe the coin doesn't go absolutely to like 400K after migration, but you could easily get a 2 to 3x, right? Which is far better than just gambling on new pairs all day, trying to just buy random you know what I'm saying? It's just way more efficient strategy. And we can go back to Bloom and figure out the rest of our options. So obviously I'm going to use Met Protection. Now for minimum creator buy, like let's say I don't want the dev to buy more than like 5 SOL, right? That's like being generous, maybe even 2 SOL. Because think about it, if a dev buys like with 40 SOL like this guy, then you're cooked. Like imagine getting filled at 40K on the snipe and then you're just getting mass extracted like that. That would be pretty depressing, right? So this kind of protects you from that. Now, sorry, that was minimum. So I'm going to do max is 5, and then we're going to do the minimum creator buy is going to be 0. So there, that's perfect now. And then minimum tokens created. So if the devs made tons of tokens, then you're not going to be able to snipe it. So you can just keep that at NA if you don't care. And pretty much like that's it. You can obviously name it, or if you know a ticker, like an exact name or ticker, or just the ticker in general, then you can type it in here. Now, the last thing you're going to want to do is make sure you have whichever platform you want to snipe it on. So whether it's, you know, Pump Fun or Moonit or Jupiter Studio, whichever one, make sure you have that selected. That way you get in, obviously in the platform. If you only have one platform selected and they launch on a different platform, then it's not going to really work out too well. So yeah, this is probably like one of the most like guaranteed methods because the risk versus reward, right? The R&R, you're risking like 10-15%, right? Maybe like $2 in fees, $1 in fees to get like infinite upside, right? Migration kind of upside if it's a good wallet, right? Now I showed you one of them. Like there's so many other wallets, right? And if you want to snipe this frog dev, you're probably gonna have to verse other snipers. So you have to try to find these more niche coins that have ran up lately. Maybe a coin that's like sub 1 million, sub 2 million, where the devs made like 2 or 3 coins and they've all done really well. So it's good to snipe him for his 4th coin, right? Or if there's like a Twitter that's going to be launching a coin, you could snipe off the Twitter instead of having to be like everybody like a bot, right? And then you just like go, oh, Twitter, CA, copy and paste, right? Because it's just too slow. Now the second way is going to be using Quanto. Quanto is the best platform for shorting meme coins. I don't know any other better one. Mexi is great, right? But the amount of options that you get with Quanto is like absolutely insane, right? And we all know that like literally like 99% of meme coins go to 0. So if you're able to just, you know, open up a short at the right time, look for highs, look for overall super highs, use, you know, normal leverage, don't be a complete degen with 50x leverage, 20x leverage, then this is like a 99% chance success rate. Like seriously, I'm not even joking with that. You just have to time your entries correctly and accordingly. And it obviously has to be something that's, you know, a custom for it. If it's a coin that's like, let's say Bitcoin and you're trying to short Bitcoin, well, Bitcoin's going to go up forever. Obviously there's going to be downs, but Bitcoin's going to keep going up and up and up. Now, if we look at like random coins, right? Like this coin's already down, right? Like you could have shorted it around this area. So if you shorted it around 0.8, the price, it'd have to hit 0.16 for you to get liquidated. Like, the odds of that are like insane. And this is where you manage risk. This is where you obviously don't full port. Let's say you choose 10 different trades. And if you're smart enough, you're probably going to be right 8, 9 out of 10 of them. And then on your losing one, then you can just cut your losses. But most meme coins, as soon as the narrative starts changing, as soon as the attention starts shifting, the money from that old coin, the money from the profits from this coin or whatever, they all start getting sent down, right? They all start going down. And this is where you're making money, right? You're shorting, you're making money on the way down. And it's just that simple, guys. Like, you obviously want to be using Quanto, so link for that is going to be in the Discord or in the description. And you can see the new listings, right? So we have USD UC, we have Gore, we have, BTC Dom, we have Tibber, we have so many, right? We have Pump Fund Coin if you want to short Pump Fund Coin, Chill House, which is kind of a funny meme. This is like the most stupidest coin. I don't know how it's sent. It's funny, because it's like kind of dumb, but yeah, guys, like, you just have to have strategy, right? If you go into this space following Cupsy, following West, following all these people, you're going to get mass extracted. You need to be developing a strategy, whether that's sniping, whether that's shorting, whether that's doing both, whether that's trading final stretch, whether that's trading discover, right? Looking for coins that are getting more volume and more traction. You need to be different than all the other bots. Like, that's why you're losing money. You're either setting up a copy trader, you're going to here and ooh. Now, if you do the copy trading right, like I showed you in a previous video, then you're not going to have to worry about that. But most people will copy trade all the people on Coalscan, right? The whole Avengers list, right? And then they wonder why they get mass extracted, right? They wonder why their copy trading bot went from $100 to $10 and they can't make any more transactions because the fees are too high, right? It's because you guys need to have a different strategy than everybody else, right? If you just copy everybody else, you're going to get the same results. And realistically, what I'm showing you is not that hard. You have to do a little bit of digging. Yes, a little bit of investigating. On the shorts, you cannot just short every single coin, which true, most of them will go down, but still, you have to do a little bit of research. So what we could look for is, okay, is this USDUC coin doing good? We can go to the Twitter and we can see, okay, is anybody still talking about this? Is this still bullish? USDUC, unstable coin, 6,000 followers on the Twitter, and the last tweet was 7 hours ago. Is what you want to be looking for is the engagement still there? Is people still replying? If things start dying out, right, it's going to start eventually showing the token. People are not going to there's so many tokens. There's not enough mind share. There's not enough money to keep all the tokens up at all-time highs forever. So they're going to come down eventually. So if you can find something that's pretty bad, right? If it's just not that good, if you don't think it's going to be here in a couple weeks or a month from now, that's where you deposit some USDC or USDT and you open up a short with low leverage, of course, right? 1 to 2x leverage ideally. And then you hold. If you're down 5-10%, in 5 minutes or 10 minutes, then chill out and let your play cook, just let it cook, because obviously, when in doubt, zoom out. There's in the lower time frames, it's gonna look chaotic, but if you zoom out, right, let's find a coin that looks like it's dying. We could look at this Gore. Let's look at this Tibber coin. Let's go on the 1 day chart. So this got listed actually pretty low. I've never heard of this Tibber coin. Let's look at this 1,000 rekt coin. Wow, so that's pure rug. Let's look at the 30-minute chart. So I mean, you just gotta find the trash coins. It's super, super simple. Something with pretty bad narrative, something with just not even just meme coins. You can short altcoins or tech coins, because if you guys don't know, 99% of altcoins don't survive. It's just the truth. A lot of the stuff, for example, Decentraland, that's not here anymore, and that was supposed to be digital real estate that you're buying. So the hype eventually fades, and that's what you're capitalizing off of. And with sniping, you're just TXing everything first. The risk versus reward, the R&R on sniping is insane. You're getting in before everybody else primarily. Now, sure, yes, the dev sells. Okay, you lose 10%, and you get 10 other tries. And if you're picking your devs right, you're gonna out like 9 out of 10 of them, you're at least gonna get a 2x at the minimum. And then you have a little bit more capital where you're able to scalp, right? And you're able to start looking for more coins. Scalping is more consistent. You're seeing more coins. With sniping, you're kind of just waiting for it to cook, right? You get the Telegram notification, ding, you just bought into something. And then you see the chart, you open the chart, and then you start selling, right? It's that easy, guys. So if you haven't already, join the free Discord. If you guys want some free crypto bonuses as well, go join the Discord. I have the full list down in there for free. And yeah, also make sure you use Axiom, the best platform out there. And yeah, thank you for watching.